I met Ozzy when I was around 18.
Sharon Osbourne has always been one half of an unforgettable duo. Behind the chaos, the laughter, and the death-defying energy of Black Sabbath's frontman Ozzy stood the woman who kept his world together for more than 4 decades. That legacy has never been more powerful or more poignant than now, in the wake of Ozzy's death and Sharon's recent revelations about their extraordinary love story.
So I was 18 when I first met him.
Love at first sight?
No, not at all. I was like, oh Lord, look at them.
What unfolds is not just grief, it's devotion, resilience, and a love forged in rock and roll fire. Their love story began in 1970, when Sharon was just 18 and working for her father, Don Arden, then manager of Black Sabbath. She encountered Ozzy as a rising rock star, brimming with talent, ambition, and danger. Years later, as Ozzy spiraled into substance abuse and isolation, Sharon stepped in, becoming his manager and emotional anchor. Their romance, born of shared hardship and creative energy, led to their marriage in 1982, a commitment that weathered chaos, controversy, and countless headlines.
You know, suddenly these guys come in and they're hairy and they're very, you know, from the north of England, and they don't look or dress like anything I've ever seen. And so I was very nervous of them.
Well, given that first impression, how in the world did anything ever develop?
From the early days as co-navigators of Ozzy's solo resurrection, shaping Ozfest and navigating the MTV explosion with the Osbournes, to reconciling after drug-fueled breakdowns and infidelity, their bond was turbulent, but never broken.
I went to see their show that night with my father. They performed at this club in London, and I was so in awe of what I was seeing. And I saw in how electric it was and how different. I was like blown away. I was like, whoa.
In 2016, amid rumors and separation, Ozzy's apology and Sharon's forgiveness brought them back together. They renewed their vows in 2017, calling it a real rebirth of their union.
It was tough because Ozzy was married and had 2 children. So after the divorce, his wife divorced him. So I would have done the same thing at that time. And so everything he had, he just left with her, which was the right thing to do.
In the final chapters, Ozzy's Parkinson's diagnosis in 2020 transformed their world. His mobility declined, surgeries mounted, hospital visits multiplied. She adapted their home, served as his primary caretaker, and slept beside him in their Buckinghamshire house.
I'm dying. It's a fact. There's no need for a doctor to tell me. That farewell performance was something I insisted on doing. I don't want to disappear silently. I have to say goodbye in person.
When his Back to the Beginning farewell concert happened on July 5, 2025, Sharon was the steady presence backstage, helping him onto the throne, where he sang seated to 40,000 fans and millions online. Ozzy passed away peacefully on July 22, 2025, surrounded by Sharon and their family. Friends described Sharon as resolute. She had once tearfully admitted, "I thought no more, please God," not for herself, but for Ozzy's suffering. Yet she stayed by his side, steadying his final days with unwavering care. Now, Sharon is grieving, and she's speaking. In recent exclusive interviews and tribute posts, she shared stories that feel cinematic. How 2 oddballs discovered in each other their soulmate, how she navigated nearly losing him during one of the darkest chapters in their marriage, and how when he looked at her at the very end, something old and profound flickered in his eyes. Watching Sharon's public journey now is heartbreakingly beautiful. She posted, "Our love was fierce, dysfunctional, and perfect, but enduring. It's a love story that survived addiction, betrayal, near breakups, and international fame. Every emotional mile of it was shared, often publicly and often with controversy, but always anchored in fierce loyalty." In private, family interviews reveal Sharon is leaning heavily into memory making, rewatching footage from their MTV days, listening to rehearsal tapes with Kelly and Jack, planning a memoir titled To Hell and Back that retells their life in full color from heartbreak to healing. She quietly announced her intent to establish a foundation in Ozzy's honor, focused on Parkinson's research and music education for British youth. Her public presence remains but reoriented. She's not silent, but stripped of spectacle. The shock jocks and tabloid calls for drama are gone. Instead, she'll host tributes, appear on pay-per-view memorials, and support Kelly and Jack as they step forward in public-facing legacy roles. What's truly happening to Sharon Osbourne now is not just mourning, it's evolution. She's stepping into a new chapter as guardian of their love story, protector of Ozzy's legacy, and witness to what it means to endure. The woman who once managed the Prince of Darkness is now managing grief and turning it into fidelity, investment, and purpose. If you think this is a story about music or fame, watch again. It's about two people who pulled each other through darkness and into the light. It's a love story you might cry watching, not because it's movie perfect, but because it feels deeply honest.